really goofy camera angle, or I'm using really crappy equipment to hold my phone. But yeah. Okay, so let me tell you guys a quick story. Right behind me is Dauphin Island Bridge. The last time I was near Dauphin Island Bridge was the infamous Dauphin Island race a couple years ago. Unfortunately, 6 people lost their life. I had 3 boats in the regatta. I was on my smallest boat, or slowest boat, my J24, and it was kind of infamous. Right about now, we've just reached the western side of Alabama, I guess, and we just coming through the west side of Dauphin Island Bridge. This channel is only a couple. Okay, so once again, I'm apologizing for the shakiness of the camera. I've got this crappy little grabber thing that's supposed to be holding it, but it's not. So if anybody wants to help me out with that, yeah, I'd love some better equipment. Anyway, this channel is only about 200 yards wide. It's about 40 feet deep, and it's 2 feet of water on either side of this channel, and the current just rips through here. I mean, it is a lot of current. I don't even know how much, but it is a lot. All right, get my fuzzy off. All right, so anyway, last time I was here was the infamous Dauphin Island race, and it was right about here. We're a couple hundred yards past the bridge. We had dropped our sails. We're under motor on my J24, and we're pulling out the sandwiches. You know, we raced real hard. It was windy, upwind for 20 miles. So we're just now getting to the point where we're eating our sandwiches. We were still handing sandwiches on deck, passing around a couple of beers, you know, just kind of enjoying ourselves. And let me see where we are. Yep, it was right about here where I noticed about 200, 300 yards ahead of me was maybe a mile ahead of me, so it might have been more than a couple hundred yards. But all I know is the boats that were not very far ahead of me started disappearing. What had happened was we got hit with this major good Lord, I guess you call it downspout. I forgot the actual term for it right now, but we had a downblast of wind and a lot of rain, and basically we had 3 storms kind of connected right here, and it basically became a whiteout. And what happened was the wind and these storms came together, turned into a wall of white water rain. The wind went from, you know, the 18 knots or so to suddenly 80 knots, 75, 80 knots. And it was right on our nose. And of course, I'm stuck in this little channel that, I'm getting a little far north. I don't want to run aground. This channel that's 100 to 200 yards wide, and then complete shoals on either side. Yeah. We're right here in the skinny point where really you don't have a whole lot of room for error. But we were right here when the storm hit, and it was pretty crazy. When I noticed the white water coming at us, I turned to my bowman Kevin Utag and said, "Hey, get ready, put everything up. We got a big storm coming." And he turned around, and literally in the time it took him to turn around, throw his sandwich down, and start walking back to the foredeck. It's a J24, so for a well-seasoned bowman like Kevin, it doesn't take him very long to move that quickly. I believe our jib was down, our main was up. Next thing you know, wham, we are over. And we went from kind of the middle, high side of the channel, you know, the right side of the channel, north side of the channel. Suddenly we were blown south this direction. And yeah, let me move this camera around so I can show you. Okay, so there's the red. I hope you can see the red. And there's the green. So So it's not a very big wide channel. Like I say, it's only about 2 feet deep on either side. Well, we were right about here when the storm hit, and luckily I managed to get a tack to port to go back to the north side just to buy us some room, because the wind was coming straight down the channel. So here I am thinking we're gonna have to short tack this channel. Never a good thing, especially now when it's blowing 70. There's not much you can do. Well, we made the short tack. We made the tack back to starboard. We had to raise the jib in the middle of those two. The first tack to port I was able to get working. The tack back to starboard, yeah, actually I think we made the tack back to starboard, and then we started coming up here on the south side of the channel. There's no way to do anything, so we definitely raised the jib. I had to get more speed, and by then I got enough speed where I thought I could tack. It didn't work. We got blown on the shoal, which I don't know if you can see right here. You see that little current line of scum right there? That is shoal. That literally marks the 2.2 foot barrier. I mean, the water is literally breaking. I can see it breaking right there because it's 2 feet deep. Whoops, sorry, crappy equipment. But yeah, so this is where it all happened. Next thing you know, we're blowing into these power lines. I don't know if y'all can see these cables over there and that line of power poles, but we were, I gotta get back on course, but we were blowing into those power lines, and that's when we're drifting towards them, bouncing across the, we're bouncing across the shoal in the bottom. The rudder had bounced off the boat, the engine had bounced off the boat, and it's still blowing 70 or 80 knots. Rain, you can't see, you can't feel it, everything just hurts. And yeah, so we were going under those power lines. I had to raise the sail to dodge one of the wires that goes to the power lines. And it could have just been the power lines, I don't know. In hindsight, looking back a couple years later, I don't think I would have hit the power lines at all, but certainly at the time it felt like we were about to. So I just raised the main, let the boat flip over, and we just blew sideways underneath it. And then we ended up on the bridge, about halfway to the island and the hump, a little further. And that was pretty much the end of my J24. We just kind of banged against the bridge for several hours. And yeah. So that was the last time I was underneath the Dauphin Island Bridge. And now I'm going under. And nice 18 knot breeze, cruising around on an untested boat. Granted, much bigger boat, but an 18 knots doesn't feel like so much when you're on a 43 footer. So yeah. Kind of surreal. Brings back a lot of memories. You know, I had a really good crew that trip. We all made it through. We all survived. I had Johnny Madison, Kevin Utag, Kendra Utsi, and myself. And it was a good time. You know, we did well in the race, but it was the after race that was the kicker. And I'm sorry for all the people that lost their lives. I mean, I knew several of them, and it was, trust me, a very sad moment. You know, something I'll never forget, that's for sure. I'm sure their families and their friends and relatives won't forget it. Farrell Yacht Club won't forget it. There's a lot of people that won't forget that event. But there you go. There's your sort of check-in moment. But to update you guys, there's Dauphin Island. We're cruising along. There's, I don't even know what you call that part of Alabama, but right over this direction is Mississippi. Ocean Springs is right there. So, yeah. You're now updated on my trip. Stick around. I'll keep you updated again and let you know what how our trip's going and how the events are going. It's about time to check the bilge and see what's happening. And that's where we are. Over, out, like, subscribe. Bye-bye.